Zoom in. You might be able to see my tears kind of
my
welling
eyes
up
are-
right now. Oh, I need to, give me a second.
Pitch this idea.
Today's topic is the top 5 saddest scenes in Pixar movies, which Pixar pulls the heartstrings.
They are really, really good at having like devastating scenes in every single movie.
All of mine, by the way, are from the Good Dinosaur. What is your number 5?
My number 5 is actually Ranker's number 5, which is the scene in Inside Out where we lose Bing Bong. Bing Bong is the imaginary friend. She grew up, she kind of forgot about him. And so it's already kind of sad.
Bing Bong! Riley's imaginary friend!
You really do know me?
And then he goes on this like last journey with her feelings. And then he kind of like goes away off of like a canyon.
Sing louder!
That one comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He sacrifices himself.
And it's like this weird thing where it's like, it's symbolism for her like growing up and like losing her childhood and this like teenage angst she's in. It's so sad. Yeah, he like falls off into this canyon of like memories where it's like all the things that are to be forgotten go there.
One of the rare self-sacrifice moments, any self-sacrifice thing, you got me crying. Oh my god, that movie's so good.
So good. What's your number 5?
My number 5 was Ranker's number 6. It is Sully saying goodbye to Boo.
This is my number 4.
Okay.
Because he like kind of becomes like a father to her in this
Yeah.
thing, and then he like has to say goodbye to her.
Kitty has to go.
And after he does, and he like tries to do it very calmly, he like leaves. She's sad, and then she goes to open the closet back up, and the closet's back.
Yeah.
It's just the closet.
That's the part that tears it up.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Usually you would relate to, like, even though he's a monster, the adult character. But her opening it is like,
Oh, I'm gonna cry thinking about it.
I know, this is gonna be a rough episode for you. It seems so heart-wrenching because he just like loves her so much.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's kind of, he kind of almost like looks at her as like a pet, which is weird. But that's okay because it's like, we have our dog literally right here. If he's ever looking for you and he's like, you're gone, like it breaks your heart.
Yes. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Ranker's number 5. It was also your number 5. It's the Bing Bong getting forgotten scene. Any self-sacrifice scene,
It just gets ya.
it's heroic, and it's just Joy's look back and being like, I see what you did, and his last line to her, which is like,
Take her to the moon for me.
oh. And meanwhile, I hate this character. He's
Yeah.
got his freaking nose, and he's dressed like a hobo.
I like Bing Bong. And this whole movie just has the best music.
They literally had somebody playing the piano in a room with the
Yeah.
mic far away, and you're like, which I'm sure they did on purpose because it kind of sounds like it's in your head. That scene is torture. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Ranker's number 8, which is, I think, in the opening of Finding Nemo. The Barracuda just comes and kills everyone. Can you have a more aggressive opening to a children's movie? He like does the thing where he finds the one egg. He's like, oh.
It's okay, Daddy's here. I will never let anything happen to you.
I didn't put this on my list solely because it was like, I don't know if this is as sad as much as it is like horrifying.
It's horrifying, but then it's sad because he's like, he just lost his wife.
Yeah.
And now he has to raise this one baby. He's gonna raise this one baby. Like he has
Yeah.
oh my god. Nature is scary. What's your number 3?
My number 3 was Ranker's number 4. It's the entire opening from Up. It is no words, which that's how powerful it is.
It's montage.
You have the square head kid and the circle head girl. It's the cutest thing ever. And
They give you the cutest love story of all time.
in the middle of the montage, it's not even the end. She's a miscarriage.
Yeah, that's real life. It's very real.
But then he cheers her up because like we still got the balloons. It's really hard for me not to cry, by the way.
I know, I'm gonna cry right now.
That score too. Like
I know. Da-da-da-da.
But you know what's really sad? The gentrification of this town. That's a real tragedy.
That is a real tragedy.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Ranker's number 1, which is Andy going off to college in Toy Story 3 and saying goodbye to his toys. He's giving them away, but there's still that moment of him like looking down at them and being like, even though he in his head they're like, oh, they're not real, he's like still kind of giving them a goodbye. And we saw Andy grow up, and it's just really sad.
It's like you're moving away from your childhood home or something, and you're like, this place really was special to me.
Thanks, guys. But anyway, so it's just very sad because it's like the whole crew is in the box, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, he kept them together. They're going to this child.
The whole gang.
Whole gang.
I was younger than him in the first Toy Story, but by the time
You
Toy
were
Story came
already.
out, I was going to college as well. And I remember being like, this is silly. If you're a man and you bring your childhood toy to college, that's weird. That's a weird thing.
I think it's sweet.
Are you still gonna play with your toy?
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, man.
Grow up.
You're a woman. What's your number 2?
My number 2, which shockingly wasn't on the ranker list, it should be, is also Inside Out. It's when Riley comes home from running away.
I forgot about that scene. Holy yeah.
Oh my god. I'm like, I don't know if I can get
I
through
know.
this. Zoom in. I'm like, you might be able to see my
I know,
tears
no,
kind of
my
welling
eyes
up
are-
right now. I need to, give me a second. But she comes home, she's run away. It's like, everybody's gone through that, where you're like a kid.
And you're who pitched this idea?
Maybe instead of discussing it, maybe we just are like, play the scene.
I know you don't want me to, but I miss home.
You know what? I miss Minnesota too.
They're in a whole new town, and that's why she's sad. And
Dad hugs her.
stop.
It's so sad. All right, that's it for that
I
one.
hate you.
I'm gonna go blow my nose. Good Lord. All right, I'm back. It's a powerful scene. I'm sorry I'm not going too far into depth with it. But that's the thing about Inside Out. It's real people. It's not like, oh, the toys are alive. This is a real movie. None of these other movies are they real people. I know Andy's a real person, but like, is he? Grow up, Andy. What's your number one?
My number one, of course, is Ranker's number 4. The Up intro. Just that whole montage. Just the intro to Up. It's the cutest thing ever. You get this like whole mini movie of real life. Nothing tears at my heartstrings more than like elderly people. Jesus Christ. And then you're gonna give me like, oh yeah, he's upset with life because he no longer has his best friend. Holy
Yeah.
shit. I love the movie Up. Love, love, love. But that whole intro like keeps me from watching it again sometimes because I'm like, I can't do it. Or I'll just skip it.
The movie starts with that.
It's like Finding Nemo. They start with the sad thing first. Pixar is like, they don't miss.
Well,
I guess
they
they every once in a while.
didn't miss. The jazz one, the movie sucked.
What's your number one?
My number one was Ranker's number 3. It's Toy Story 2, it's Jessie's story. Basically, she kind of gets in a fight with Woody, and then Woody's like, what's this deal? The prospector's like, oh, you don't know? And then they just kind of fade into Jessie with her owner, her Andy, who, by the way, there's a theory, and it's been basically confirmed that her Andy was Andy's mom. The reason why it's so sad is they play a song, and this is one of the rare Pixar songs where
Words.
there's words.
Yeah.
and it's like, the words are the sad part. It's called When She Loved Me.
I hate that.
They show her and she's sitting in the car with her version of Andy. Just one of those, like, they go on like a picnic, and it's beautiful, and they leave the toy. And by the way, the kid doesn't realize that's a person. Jessie's now lost and alone and scared.
You've left your baby at the park.
So yeah, I get why she doesn't really trust people. I get why she wants to live in a museum.
Yeah.
I'm not going to any museum.
Well, I'm not going back in this storage.
Anyways, guys, that was really rough for us. What are the saddest Pixar scenes to you guys? And of course, go to Ranker.com, vote your favorites at the top, add your favorite sad scenes to that list.
That's that.
So yeah.
Bye.